Okay, so I'm at work right now and I'm working and I'm like, oh my goodness, look, like I got a bruise here. And then I'm like, let me see, there's like, where is it? It's like some bruising. Yeah, you can see it right there. And so this morning when I was recording, I'm like, shoot, here comes the gray. Even more, you know? I should have more gray having like 5 sons. I should like have be covered in gray. I should be totally wrinkled. I do not know why I am not. So, um, something that's changed for me though. This side of my head where I've lost a lot of hair. Okay, this is where the thinning is. And tonight I noticed for the first time, like right by my eyebrow, I have like some droopy skin and like a mark. And I'm like, what the heck is this? You know what I mean? I'm like falling apart. So, okay, so I haven't let a lot of people get to know me in life because I keep my boundaries up because it's important in life. Because if you let too much information about yourself go out, people will, many people will use it against you. So I am very careful who I let get close to me in life. I've only chosen a few to get close to me. For the most part, I am what you see. What you see is what you get. But deep within, there is a side of me that I show to only a few. Because, like, there's so many times I have felt misunderstood and need to, defend myself, fight for myself so often. So anyways, as I walk over here, I'm recording and I'm going to take a little rest here. I'm, going to share some things. I think that's what I want to do. Leave something maybe for my kids too, to remember me by if I am passing away. But even if I'm not, it's a good idea to do a few things here for them. So I'm going to go against the wall here. So when I was a kid, one of my favorite shows was Charlie Angels. And I absolutely loved that show along with Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman was number one, and then it was Charlie Angels. And when I was a kid, one of the games we played, like second, third grade, when I went to school, was Charlie Angels. I don't know how we came up with that name, but we called it Charlie Angels. And I hated my name as a kid. I have no idea why. I just didn't like the name. So I wanted to be Sabrina. I didn't like Melissa. I wanted to be Sabrina. So when we would play Charlie Angels, I got to be Sabrina. And I used to love that. So I've been thinking about Farrah Fawcett lately. She is like, got to be one of the most beautiful women that ever lived. Besides like Elizabeth Taylor, and there's a few other women that I think were like dark-haired beauties. But Farrah Fawcett, I think she was just put together so well. If you watch the footage of her when she died of cancer, it's really sad to me how she suffered so much. And I think about that, and I think about what she went through, and I'm just like, geez, I hope I don't go through that, So this all may seem kind of premature, but I don't think it is. I think I'm just keeping a real careful eye on myself. And I've also had like stomach pain and not being nauseous. So I am looking forward to my doctor's appointment, and I cannot wait to see what the doctor is going to say. But I'm just like, geez, I hope I don't have to suffer like Farrah did, because she went through so much. But even if you do have to suffer, there are other people who have suffered quite a bit too, and in the end, that they, especially the ones with faith, are with God, so it's all good. So I am probably going to be doing videos of myself more. I come across with a tough skin. I come across sometimes as tough as nails, but when you get to know me, I am not like that. I've got a heart that many times is childlike. I really love being with my kids. I loved having kids. I loved being a mother. They're so relatable, kids. They're like one of the best gifts on earth, and I do not know how somebody could not want kids. And if I could have had more kids, I mean like 10 or more, I would have. So I tend to be, once you get to know me, I am sweet. I am not a vicious woman, but I do know how to fight. I do know how to knock someone down the first time. I don't let them get back up. And I've had to do that a couple times in church. One time was somebody accused me of something, and I had to, I didn't have any time to communicate. I wasn't even asked what happened, and I had permission from someone to do some stuff. So there was no communication, and I socked this person down pretty hard. And, since then, I think everything's been worked out. But I do come across as tough. It's something I was taught, I know someone in my family knocked somebody out when they punched him for, the rumor is, a couple days. So you don't have to put up with stuff in life. Not unnecessarily suffer. I mean, there is suffering. Christ suffered. There are times that you do have to put up with certain things if it's for a good cause, but to unnecessarily put up with people's garbage, I don't see the reason for it. So that's kind of the intro of who I am. This is my personality. Very quirky, very silly sometimes. I surprise myself sometimes with the things I understand. Like, I didn't really pay attention much in school. I just had other things going on in the background with my family, so I didn't really pay attention. I graduated in 3 years instead of 4, and I just look back and say, geez, if I would have really tried in school, I could have been so much further, but I didn't try. I didn't care. I wasn't a reader in school. I grew up reading maybe 2 or 3 books in my life, and then once I had my firstborn, I read constantly. And that's something I still love to do. I love to read. Let me see what else about me. So pretty laid back, pretty easygoing. I like to just kind of hang out. I'm down to earth. One of my first jobs I took when I was done high school was a court reporting job. I was going to college for court reporting. I have no regrets about changing that decision because it wasn't for me. I was in a court reporting firm. I was working with lawyers. And to me, it was a really fake environment, and I wasn't afraid to cut my loss there. Then I went to hairdressing school, and I graduated while I was pregnant with my firstborn, which was a life-turning event because I had every intention of graduating, getting into hairdressing school. We didn't think we could have kids. We had tried and just didn't think we could have kids. So once I had him, once I was pregnant with him and graduated, I wanted to stay home and wait for him. And it was actually cheaper. It was easier to be on Medicaid. So becoming a mother totally changed my life. Becoming a Christian after I had him totally changed my life. Was totally lost, and then I enjoyed being a mother and a wife and taking care of our home and homeschooling. I just couldn't believe how much I loved to learn. And I think my kids are the ones who really motivated me because I wanted to do well for them. I was motivated. Let me see what else. So I will probably be sharing some stupid stories from my childhood and just stories about me so you can get to know me a little. Okay, that's it for now.